Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and today we're going to be going back into the TBM 930, taking a quick flight from SeaTac over to Portland, Oregon. So let's go ahead and get down and set this up. We are going to be doing a night flight as there's been some enhancements today. Probably adjust it back to the day once we get up and running, but you know what, I think it'd be kind of fun to check out a night flight here. Let's see here, so let's do... What we got here? Let's see what's back here in the back. Let's park over here. Alright, set as departure. Alright, and first thing we need to do is go ahead and get that rolling. While that's rolling, let's go ahead and set up our flight plan today. As you guys know, I try to show everything step by step as I'm going through things. I haven't flown in a few days. Life's been a little crazy, honestly. So I haven't really gotten a whole lot of chance to learn much more with the TBM, but I figure what the heck, we'll have some fun. Have a quick chit chat, talk about today's patch. There's a couple of things that are already that have already come up that are less than favorable. Let's see if we can find something better here. Alright, so coming over to SimBrief. We'll just let the sim continue to load there in the background. Let's log in here. Create new flight. And let's see here. Sunset Air Travel is my airline. I'm getting ready to finally finish the configuration for... we'll just pick one. Don't need anything fancy. FS Economy. There's quite a lot to read through that guide. If you guys are interested in checking out FS Economy, make sure you read that guide start to finish before you get rolling. I can completely understand, and they push it really hard in multiple spots through the configuration. They tell you, make sure that you're watching your guide, watch the guide, read the guide, etc. Check out the YouTube videos for starting, and I'm kind of glad they did, because they weren't lying, man. There's a lot to it. We're going to hope for runway 16 left. If necessary, we can change that. We can get ADAS going, actually, here when we get in the aircraft here. Let's do that first. We should be ready to roll. So, you can see that I'm staring at something really retarded right now, and the reason for that is because my track IR is on. But the awesome part is now, with the latest update, you can now enable and disable it at a moment's notice. Alright, the weird shifting that you saw there, that is caused by the motion blur that is now active. So if we go into our settings for a second, there's a couple things I want to give you guys a heads up on that were less than favorable that I already messed around with a little bit earlier. So motion blur, it's definitely working, it's definitely implemented, but it's taxing. Let me phrase that, it's taxing with all of my other settings as high as they are. Like, obviously it would require some testing around again, playing around with things again, and just, I know it comes up on anytime I mention these kind of videos. I am running the AMD 3900 XT. I have 32 gigs of G-Skill RGB Neo, specifically designed to work with AMD chipsets. I have two NVMe M.2 drives in the machine for storage. Now, one of those, which has my OS and my simulators on it, is a Gen 4 PCIe M.2, so a little bit faster, actually quite a bit faster, truth be told. So all of these things come into play, and then of course the video card is still my RTX 2080 Ti. And we'll talk about video cards too, for those of you who don't keep up in the tech world. Once we get airborne and up to a cruise, I probably won't keep it on day or on nighttime the entire flight. We'll probably move it around so we can see a few things. But anyway, other thing is temporal anti-aliasing, I guess, has been adjusted supposedly to increase performance. My understanding is, especially with the lower end machines that are requiring a render scaling of less than 100, the output is significantly better now, therefore increasing the overall picture for people who may be running lower end machines. So that's good news. It really is. So anyway, the motion blur, like I said, pay attention to. And then the other one that's kind of awesome, cockpit tooltips. You can now disable them from inside the simulator. You no longer have to add the mod that was available. Now, thank you to the creators of that mod, because it was very nice to have while it was necessary. But Microsoft Flight Simulator finally caught up. If you haven't updated yet, you may not have noticed that the press any key to continue is now gone. It is skipped by default, so that's awesome news there as well. I thought that was a pointless thing. I get it for the consoles. I do, kind of. I still am not sure what the purpose of it is, you know, and I don't think I've ever understood the purpose of it, no matter what game it's ever been since, you know, coming down from, you know, my childhood. But whatever. So that's finally gone. We can disable that. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about is this guy. The system measurements. When I was testing this earlier, I switched over to kilograms when I was going to use the A32NX. Initially, for tonight's flight, we were going to fly the A320 again. Well, unfortunately, the latest update broke the MCDU for the A32NX mod, and I just won't fly the default aircraft. It just... it's sort of one of those, like, you know, once you get into a nice car, you know, you can't ever step down again, you know. But unless absolutely necessary, and it's just not absolutely necessary. We have other aircraft to fly. So anyway, when I switched it over to metric, okay, so that way we could use liters and kilograms for the weights and balances, making our lives a bit easier. That would, you know, so we no longer have to worry about the conversion process. It wouldn't let me. When I switched it over and I would try to adjust the sliders in the weights and balances menu, it wouldn't work. It would, like, on the wing tank specifically, you know, I went to click on them to move them around a little bit to adjust the amount of fuel in the wings, and both sliders would, like, lock into one position and wouldn't let me pull forward. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? And at first I was thinking, well, I mean, you know, maybe one of my axes is pushing forward and triggering mouse command, something I've never seen. I was expecting to be a different bug. Switched it back to gallons and pounds, and everything works fine. So if you run into that, that's what that's caused. But other than that, you know, that's really all the patch notes I want to talk about today, other than, you know, let's go up and see how everything looks now. Night lighting has been adjusted, so I'm really interested to see that. Water reflections have been implemented, so that's new. Yeah, look at that. That's the motion blur talking, so we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave it on or not. Yeah, that's terrible. Look at that. And that's on medium, so let's kick it down a bit, because that'll drive us nuts. And I'm sure part of that is because we are in Seattle. You know, we're not in one of the smaller areas that I normally fly out of. But yeah, that's not going to work. So motion blur again. I'm going to take it down to low and see if we get better performance here. All right, that's a bit better. We'll see what happens as the sim warms up and, you know, everything is rendered, etc. So while we're messing with that, let's go ahead and move everything forward here. Parking brake is set. I'm going to do pretty a faster takeoff today. Let's kick the throttle into idle. Let's come up top. Is there a way to... Give me a second. I've never really messed with the... There we go. So there they are right there. Alright, let's see what we got here. So crash bar comes up, battery up, generator up. Let's see here. We need our starter into on, ignition to auto, auxiliary boost pumps into on or auto. A little faster on the startup today. Yeah, give me a second. I'm turning that motion blur off, guys. I'm sorry. That's got to be what's causing something, because something's not right. So it lagged earlier, but not like this. This is crazy. So I'm just going to shut that off for now. We'll play around with it later. Are we still doing it? Still a little framey. So I'm actually... So unfortunately, so far with the patch, I'm noticing a a reduction in performance. So that kind of sucks. Let's go ahead and tune addon here. Get our comms up. I always leave it large like this because it tends to be a pain. See, like it does this weird stuttering thing, but as soon as I click on somewhere else, it works just fine. Just moving that off screen for a second. Let her spin up and warm up. Oh, I don't want the strobe light on. Autopilot on. All right. All right, let's see how everything looks outside for a second. Very nice. I still love the way this thing sounds, although the strobes are on. I don't think they should be. Oops, I don't want the flip fuel yet. Gosh, I'm all over the place again. Alright, let's... go outside again. Nope, those are the strobes. Okay. Nope, strobes are still on. There we go. Okay, so we'll just leave those on for now. Alright, we're going to be a little cold today. So we'll turn our anti-ice on. Pitot heater. Inert separator. Okay. And now we need to, again, get our addon information, which already tuned away from me. Damn it. And then we'll set something else real quick. Alright, so what do we got here? Tune Seattle ground. Thank you. Few clouds, 600 feet, 4,200 feet, and 12,100 feet. Temperature 9, dew point 10. Altimeter 3016. And we'll be using runway 16 for takeoff. Alright, so 3016 on the altimeter. I'll have to... let's get that set up first. Assuming I remember how. This is where things get a little tricky for me. Right, 3016. I don't want to forget it. There we go. Three 3016. Alright, 3016. And get that on the standby. 3016. Alright, now for our flight plan. Continuation here. We are going to be using 16 left. That should be right for us. I think that's the closest runway. We're going to just take light cargo today. Passengers. We've got 2 people on board. Light flight today. Cost index. Do we have a cost index for this? I can't remember. I don't think so. Extra fuel. We'll just carry 200 pounds. Shouldn't need much. Last time we landed with a ton of fuel. Cruise profiles norm. Everything else is set. Alright, let's go ahead and generate this bad boy. Get that PDF out there. I just find the PDF easier to read. Move it off screen for a second, and let's... oh, I'm not clicking the sim. That's up top. That's the circuit breaker. I guess that's the best that we're going to get is this guy. So let's bring it on in here. Alright, so let's do the primary flight display here. Nav source is going to be the FMS. Give me a second. I gotta remember how. There we go. The flight plan. I'm getting it. All right, and we're gonna add the origin as K Seattle. And where's my enter key? Where's, oh, geez, right there. K Seattle. Add en route waypoint. All right, so let's come down to our waypoints here. Yep, pretty short flight today. All right. So we're going to go... Says C, but that doesn't ring a bell. Let's go to the next one. Direct is going to be Bozo. I don't know. B-U-W-Z-O. You guys call that what you will. Is it just me or these not entering? Let's add the destination first, maybe? Do I have to do that first before I can add the en route waypoint? Oh, there you go. Alright, so it works. And then we can even set our altitude. That's kind of nice. I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to have our climb out. So, I hate it when I do that. Add en route waypoint. We're going to go to... Where are we? Where are we? H-E-L-N-S. And then over to K-R-A-T-R. Did it again. I keep trying to use the mouse wheel, forgetting that it's going to move the camera. Go over to Hiker. Where are you? And let's see here. We want to pick the closest one. Looks like they're the same. Add en route waypoint. Voodoo. Every time I hear Voodoo, I think of Top Gun. Voodoo 1. Enter. We got duplicates. 102, 102. All right, looks like the same. So we're good. Add en route waypoint. D-O-U-H-H. Enter. There's a bunch of them like that. November. Uniform. Tango. I wonder why all these have such duplicates. Alright, and then that would be it all the way to... Let's try to set our altitudes here. So we want... at Crater, I think, was our top of climb. No, Helms is our top of climb. And today our cruise altitude is, drum roll, 21,000. Right, so we're going to 210. I don't think I needed to put it all in there, but that's alright. 21,000 feet. And then we want our top of descent... at Hiker, just before, down to 16,000. So at Hiker, we want to be at 160. Can I just do that? Nope. 16000. That'd be bad. 160 feet. That thing would plummet like a rock. Okay. So there we go. And you know what? We can even set Crater at 18,000 there. Okay, so we've got our climb altitudes, descent altitudes. I keep hitting that button. Okay, as far as I can tell, we're done here. So let's go home here. Speed bugs. I actually got an answer on these, on what the difference between those are. Give me a second. I'm going to find that for you guys. Just need a quick minute. Let's go to comments. Bear with me for just a second, guys. I know I'm taking a second. You know what? I know what video to go to. Duh. Let's go to the video that it was commented on. That makes more sense. So let's go to my TBM. Come on, YouTube, hurry up. Comments. Let me just go to the video. I'll find it. All right, here we go. Vx is the best angle of climb speed. Flying this speed in the climb gives you the most altitude gained over the least distance over the ground. This is used to have the highest clearance margin over close obstacles, for example, at the end of the runway. Vy is the best rate of climb. Flying at this speed, climb takes you to a certain altitude in the least amount of time. So anyway, there we go. So in our case, we probably want to be using the Vy speed. So we use 115 knots. So basically, we pitch the aircraft to maintain 150 knots, whatever, 115 knots. All right. Let's go back to home here. And let's blow out of here. All right, so now we just need to set up the weights and balances for the aircraft, and I think we're good to get out of here, guys. Nothing too fancy tonight, just a fun little flight, getting some practice in the old TBM here. All right, so fuelage will be taking 998 pounds. Let's go ahead and switch this over to pounds so we get the correct measurement. And we're just about there. We need to add 58 pounds of gas, so nothing crazy. So we can add, why are these off so bad? Oh, because we've been running, that's why. I didn't think about that. Look at that right there, 940. So let's do 51%. That 51%. Perfect, 998. All right, and then our payload today between passengers and cargo, 560 pounds. So what are we at? Payload, we're at 340. 566. We can take 6 pounds off somebody. Let's see here. You are actually going to be... Whoa. Look at these skinny... I wish I was 70 pounds. No, I don't. 6'1" at 70 pounds, that'd be bad. What was I doing? Reducing this, right? So we got 500 and... What was I doing? Crap. 64, I think is what I was doing. Yep. Okay. Gosh. Sorry. All right. Weights and balances are set. Aircraft is set. As far as I can tell, we're golden, although that's still... Oh. That probably has been sitting there way too long. All right, now let's turn the pulse light on. Cabin lights are off. Let's turn our flight directors on. Set our altitude. All right, let's get out of here, folks. Let me get the old head tracker back on. All right. That's what I forgot. There we go. Let's get flaps over to takeoff. Now the strobe light can come on. There's rotation. Pops up. Autopilot's engaged. There's those night lights adjustments. Probably see better as we get closer to Oregon. Well, talk about the pitch of night, huh? Look at the reflections on the window. That is pretty awesome. Wow, there you go, guys. There's a view for you. Excuse me. Screenshot time. This is a really fun bird to fly. I'm really excited to learn more. I know I've got a ways to go yet. There's a lot of functionality it does have that I have no clue on. You know what I didn't set? Set the fuel selectors to auto. I wish there was a way to dim the displays. I haven't found anything yet that would make me think it was a dimmer. Whoa. PFD settings, maybe? No. These displays are so bright. What's our altitude? Let's give it a push for standard. That didn't seem to switch us down to standard. I'm guessing that's not working. That sucks. Alright, well. Let's set it for 2992. Okay, good to know. We'll leave this up here just so we have a record. Actually, I guess we don't need that. And we can kill our... Oh, I didn't turn the landing lights on. Whoops! Increasing our altitude up to the cruise level. Oh, I didn't want to set that already. Why was I thinking 10,000 was my standard pressure? Oh well. Oops. I wonder if it knew that. What was that? 3016. I need to change that back. Damn it. At least on the main display. Autopilot's working really nicely. So I am using a couple mods for the TBM. And I'll throw them in the link in the description below. There's two different mods. One of them is for the displays, and one of them is for the autopilot, if I'm not mistaken, and a couple other features of the aircraft. But I'll make sure those are in the description below. This is one of those ones I'm really glad that they're modding. I really am excited about it. Coming up to Bozo. I'm going to call it Bozo. That's it. Yeah, I feel like the lights in the cockpit are just too bright, though. Does the visor actually work? Back up a bit. No? Not modeled? Alright. That'd have been kind of cool. What we got here? Oh, oxygen. That could be important. Like I said, these are not tutorials yet. That's gorgeous. Alright, so real quick, as I was saying earlier, it does sound like the A32NX mod is currently broken. It's been down for a few hours. I wasn't able to find any post that said that the issues had been resolved, so hopefully that's something we see soon, because I'd really like to see it again. I miss flying it. It's a really a lot of fun to fly. Once you're airborne, performance seems to be on par. I haven't had any issues since we've been started. Motion blur seems like it's extremely taxing, so for what I saw it bring, I don't think I'm going to mess with it yet. I'd rather have the clearer picture than motion blur, so I don't want to sacrifice any of my graphic settings for that. Sorry, I'm just looking at all the options here. And then FS Economy, we'll be starting that this weekend. Finally got it all set up, as I was saying. So every single flight I do, right from the very first start of it, picking the first flight, etc., I will be showing here on the channel. So nothing will be left behind. No one's going to be left out of any of the steps. I want to make sure that everybody's got a chance to really get the best out of it. So look forward to that. FS Economy, I think, is going to be pretty neat. It's, like I said, read the user manual and definitely read the policies. There's a lot of restrictions, a lot of things you can't do, but not like ridiculously so. I mean, it's things like if you're using an aircraft for FS Economy, make sure you leave it where it was. Wherever you started from. So, for example, whoa. Getting some turbulence. And we are passing our designated altitude. What happened there? Oh, I just locked it in the climb, didn't I? Oh well, that's fine. We can do 21,200. I'm not worried about that. So that was my fault. Alright, so we are up at our cruise level. I want to pull the prop back a little bit. Well, it looks like the RPM is locked at 2,000, so alright, well. It'll be a bumpy ride, guys. 27 miles to the next leg. Should be Crater, which will be starting our top of descent already. Mercy. Let's go outside and look at this. Mountains are brutal, man. Little girl's taking it like a champ, though. Holy crap. Alright, so anyway, guys, we're a little bit away from our top of descent. We're still about 23 miles out. So I'm going to leave you guys with some external views for a few minutes, and then we'll get back at it and get ready for our descent. All right, and we're back here. Excuse me. Let's get my head tracker turned back on here. And let's see how we're doing here. Alright, so that Crater, we should be starting our top of descent here. So let's go ahead and start getting her down. This is going to be a bumpy ride, guys. Gosh darn it, I hate that so much. And it's the turbulence that's doing it. The mouse doesn't move with the turbulence. Let's get us down to 16,000. Let's go to vertical speed and start getting us down. Let's do 1,000 feet per minute for now. Actually, we're gonna have to do more than that. If you pull the throttle too far back, they'll yell at us for the landing gear. Damn. It's going to be an interesting landing if it's like this all the way in. Hang on a second, crack on the neck. Oh, that was a good one. Definitely missed that altitude hit. All right, let's pull up the comms and see if I can't get Portland yet. There it is. Portland International. Oh. Did I get it? I don't think I got that. There it is. Let's throw ATIS up. There we go. Cool. And again, we'll just tune the tower. 3016 on the altimeter still. Visual runway 15 in use. Alright. Oh, we never switched it anyway. Oops. Guess that's a good thing because it didn't work anyway. Shame on me. Alright, and we're looking for runway 15, so let me see if I can't figure this out. No, that's not what I want. Procedures. Arrival. And we want... runway... Why did it say runway 15? We don't have a run 15. Let me pull up Portland's chart here. Guess we'll call it 10 then. Oh, there it is. Okay. What's going on here? There we go. Cool. Get our lights back on here. 110.5. Why isn't it letting me change that? No. 1, 1, 0. Well, let me change it. Oh, these are the mic switches. That's not right. How do I get to the nav radios? That's what I need to figure out. Oh, I see what it's doing. So how do I... Primary flight display. How do I set the nav data? Alright, well, we'll have to mess with that on a different flight and do it the old-fashioned way today. And that's Portland, Oregon right there, or Portland Airport. I'm gonna go stage 1 on the flaps. So I'll learn the nav computers before the next flight. We can turn our minimums off. We want 200 feet on the minimums. And then I think you actually have to turn them on. There we go. Minimums. We're going to do radio altimeter. Approach speed. I just don't want to try to mess with the... navigation radios until I can figure out how to actually enter in the ILS, because it looks like whatever I was doing, I mean, it would be here, you would think, but these are the actual communication radios. These aren't our nav radios. You can even see mic 1, mic 2 there. What's going on with our altitude? Oops. slow there. I'm gonna have a lot of fun flying this plane. This plane's pretty cool. It really is. Highly recommend you guys check it out if you haven't yet. There's a few things I gotta figure out, obviously, but I just want to figure out how to switch. Nope, that just cycles the radios. What's this? Oh, hey, wait. Here we go. Wait, what did that do? Why did it go away? Do I go back? What happened there? Why did that go away? Here we go. Alright, so we want 110. Oh, no, not 118. 1105. Enter. For nav 1. And we're turned on to the glide slope, so I should be able to go home for a second. We want PFD nav 1. That should put us on the glide slope, if I'm not mistaken. And if we put into approach mode, where are you? There's approach. Glide slope means it's searching there. Well, it's looking for a VOR. I don't want a VOR, do we? Let's go back to nav. And let's go back to FMS. I want to make sure we get on point here. I'm going to continue our descent. Oh, wait. Let's go to 2,000 vertical speed. Get down, girl. Darn it. Zoom this guy in a bit. Crabbing, it looks like. What is that? like a small airport there. Alright, so from here, disengage the autopilot. I'm going to drop the landing gear. Go for landing flaps. I feel like we're a little off course, but we'll use the left runway there. I don't think we're going to make it. Well, maybe we can. Maybe it's not too late to fix this. So we didn't get established. Kind of curious about that, but that's all right. Oh, we were set for 1-0 left. Damn it. Well, now I feel like an idiot. I just saw that over there on the MFD. Alright, let's get down for 85 knots on the approach speed. Gosh, we are crabbing. Alright, pushing that nose down. Reversing the prop. Alright. Nothing like a bus crossing the runway. Alright, well guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this little stormy flight. Obviously the weather up on the northwest coast isn't fabulous today. But it was certainly a lot of fun. And I will catch you guys in the next one. It looks like getting quite a bit of stuttering going on with everything that's happening around us. So I'll be working on those graphic settings and seeing if we can't clean that up a little bit. But I appreciate you guys joining me for today's flight, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, folks.